for Season 15. After today, Season 15 will be done, and this is going to be 3 matches for the rest of P4. We have had a schedule change, just to start us off to let you guys know. So AAA will be first tonight here in just a moment as we get the teams into the lobby, followed by AA at 9, and then at 10 o'clock we will have the major matchup, Pirates v Panthers. A big one. I know a lot of people are excited for that one. But to start us off, Cubics, we have Heat versus the Geese. Now, Geese were a team we expected to be here. And I do hope you guys can hear me. Again, I'm on my new setup, so here we are. Geese were a team we expected to be here. And they come through phenomenally. They have real no issues throughout the playoff bracket. They come up against the Heat, though, a dark horse opponent by many people's metrics. Now, picking up Justin was huge for this team, but we didn't know that it would be this big, right? They pushed through. They beat the Trojans in the conference finals, and now they're here. Do you think they're ready for the Geese?
I think it's going to be close. I mean, if they were able to go up against the Trojans and beat them, in my books, they're almost equal in terms of how good they are. So I think they could really be a dark horse and come through really strong. I think it's going to be a lot about how they start off in this series, because I think I could see, especially with a name like Justin on that team, some bad influences at the start could really hurt them in the long run. So hopefully they can keep a clear head throughout the first few games, try and get off to a good start, and hey, we could see an upset tonight.
We could, but again, the Geese, right? A big opponent. You got led by Flip, of course, come through tonight. Now, searching for that championship, you got to remember, Flip and some others, you know, they had pushed through on a roster last season similar to this, but couldn't get it done in the finals, right? They get demolished. So this is vengeance for them, and they should come out firing on all cylinders, ready to go to finally get this championship. On the side of the Geese, right? You're the sort of overall favorite to win, I would say, in this one. You come out, but what do you have to do to shut down Justin and that lights-out Heat offense that is their bread and butter? It has been what carried them over the Trojans. We saw them struggle in defense, but it did not matter. Their offense was so good. How do you shut that down if you're the Geese tonight?
I think you have to play. I think the best way to counter a good offense is to play a good offense as well. If you play a high-paced offensive game and don't let them come back into your half, that can be the best way to stifle a hot offense. Give them less opportunities just purely by possessing that ball in your opponent's end. So hopefully they can keep that going and try and get that possession game going their way, which will mean that the other team and a hot Heat team is not going to have the offensive chances that they can capitalize on, and hopefully the Geese can come out and use those opportunities to their advantage.
Well, on the other end, you're the Heat, right? I mean, you need to enable your offense, and I think you do have to pick it up on the defensive half. You know, we saw against the Trojans, they struggled a lot when they allowed the Trojans to move the ball past their half field. There were defensive rotations, definitely were one of their weaker aspects. So tonight for you, is it just put as much emphasis as you can on that Heat offense? Is that what they have to do to go to the next level against a team like the Geese? Or do you think that they needed to have perfected their defense in this about week break that they had before this final to have a shot, or to stand a chance even tonight against this Geese team?
I think seeing how the Heat play on defense is going to be the most crucial aspect of this game. I think both teams have a really good offense, and I think the Geese have a very good defense. And the Heat, that's been their kind of question mark, especially throughout the last portion of the season. So hopefully they can get that defense figured out. And if they can, I think they can be an equal, possibly even better team than the Geese if their defense is firing on all cylinders. If it's not, though, which we've seen it more often than not, then that's where they're going to have a lot of their troubles. And hopefully they can get over that hump early in the series and play that good defense that they need to. And hopefully they don't have to play a lot, because I think a key for them as well is going to be possessing that ball a lot, making sure it doesn't come back into their defensive end. Like you said, that's where they struggled against the Trojans. So hopefully they can pick it up on that aspect of the game and come through with a victory today. And what an underdog story it would be, too.
It would be. And not only is it an underdog story because they come in tonight as the underdog, as Geese sort of being the one that everybody's like, this is the team you got to beat at 16-2 record end of the season. But the Heat, they had some scheduling issues. They could not get it changed because the Geese had other stuff going on, couldn't change it for them. So they bring up Trotz to be the sub for tonight's matchup, a grand finals matchup, and you have to sub up. Before we get to, any sort of scoreline predictions, it's the final question I got to ask you. Do you think Trotz has what it takes to hang with these guys, and how do you think that impacts this Heat team?
I think it impacts them quite a bit, and I think having that I don't know if it's quite a good impact or a bad impact. I'm leaning slightly towards the bad impact just because it's a call-up, but at the same time, he could add some good aspects of their game to that defensive side, maybe, and make something happen there. Hopefully get that defense kind of turned around and on a different path, because when a lot of times when guys come into a rotation and they don't know it as well, there's something about their play style where the other people adjust their game to play slightly differently. So hopefully that slight difference in play style doesn't throw off the Heat, but instead throws off the Geese, and the Heat are able to play a little bit more not like they normally do, if that makes sense, and surprise the Geese. So we'll see if that actually makes a huge difference here.
All right, well, we are ready to go to get into this one. Before we do, though, I do have to ask you, what's your prediction for this match? Who wins and by how much?
This is a tough game. I think I'm going to have to go with the Geese, and I'm going to go in 6. I think the Heat are going to be fierce competitors tonight, but I don't think they're quite going to get the job done. But I think they'll take a couple games off here and there. So hopefully they can take a couple games. I'd still love to see the reverse, the upset here. Sorry for the Heat.
I absolutely would, but although I have to give it to the Geese in a 4-1 as well. I think the Geese have got what it takes. They're ready to go. Their season's been on point. But with that said, guys, let's get it started. Our first Grand Finals matchup of the night, a best of 7 for AAA between the Heat and the Geese. Let's get into it, Cubics.
Looks like we got some server issues to start some things off. I'm not sure if we are going to get a reset on that or not. It looks like a couple of people are up at over 100 ping on an East server. So that's not cool. So we are going to get this restarted real quick, even though the Heat off to a nice little start. But it comes with 3 immobile cars on the side of the Geese. Yeah,
and they did, of course, request the Heat lobby reset, or excuse me, the Geese requested that lobby reset before the Heat scored. So it's not like, whoa, Heat scored. Da, da, da. They had requested it before, so we are honoring that. Remember, though, they only get 1 reset. So, you know, I think I'd be a little more lenient. Obviously, that was a server issue for everybody more than it was just them being like, yo, I need to get water. So we do apologize there for the little bit of a break as we will get the new lobby. But you saw, right? Heat are coming out ready to play. And I do think that if the Heat have a shot in this matchup, it's got to be the first 2 games. And what I mean by that is, in my opinion, they have to take the first 2 to throw the Geese off balance enough to remind them of what happened in the finals of last season enough that you sort of, you know, put them on edge and make them uncomfortable and make them make mistakes. Because if they don't, I think the Geese, they roll with it, as we discussed, sort of the overwhelming favorites in this one. Of course, we do have the predictions live as well. I put those up, so if you guys want some channel points, right? Again, we're going to try to, not this season, but next season, as we get started, as we're going to move straight into the offseason, we are going to try to improve the channel rewards, so definitely worth your time to try to win some tonight. But, I mean, Cubics, what do you think, right? Do you think the Heat have to win that first one, or do you think it doesn't really matter? They could win the back 3 or back 4 in reverse sweep.
I think you're right on that point. I think they're going to have to be the ones to get it started. I think they are going to have to come out hot out of the gates, and I think they're going to be the ones that are going to have the fate in their own hands in the first few games. And yeah, they got to get off to a hot start, or I don't think they're going to come through.
Indeed, it seems. So it seems like some people might have seen that lobby information, so we might end up having to remake it later. Indeed. But either way, we do have the teams back in the lobby, so as I will tell them to join, Cubics will really get started here with Game 1. It is still Game 1, and remember, guys, it is a best of 7. So plenty of Rocket League to be played in all of our matches. Tonight will be best of 7s. I'm excited for this one. Let's get back into it. Attempt number 2 to get this started, Cubics, with Game 1 of the AAA Grand Finals.
I think we got it. There we are. Everybody's going, looking happy out there in terms of ping. J-Nog going to be the first one to bring this up, going just off the crossbar. That's a great pass down. Rex with the shot, not able to get it past Trotz and Short, both in net. Some great plays there to start this thing off. That pass down from Justin goes just wide. Trotz with a double commit early. I think that's going to be something that's going to be key here. Medic is making sure that Trotz is communicating well and playing around these 2 guys and fitting into the rotation. It's a little bit clumsy early, though.
It is. I mean, once they started moving, the Geese really were motoring on this field. They come out all on offense. And this is what we talked about, right? The Heat are a team that much prefers to be on offense themselves. They've struggled consistently on defense, so definitely looks like the Geese know that. They're taking advantage of the boomer from Flip to get us our first goal of this series coming out of the Geese camp.
That's a great shot from deep from Flipgator. All the way in that orange net. Get us started here in the AAA Grand Finals, and the first goal going to go the way of the Geese. A big one there. I think with Trotz on the field, you're seeing a little bit of rotational inconsistency from this team as a whole, as Jana goes for that double tap. Almost hit it as well. And the key that I said here, going to be whatever team getting a lot of that possession. And right now, that ball seemingly not even crossing half here. Up until this point, the first minute, that ball living almost exclusively in the orange half. A great pass across from Flip, intercepted just before the pass connected there. Justin going all out, going to have to be the main man for this roster tonight. Short caught off here. Flipgator looking for the pass, gets it over. Rex tries to pre-jump that pass, and it misses wide. Jana recenter. Rex is there. Hits off the post and goes just wide. Very close on that opportunity, but not going to hit it. Trotz trying to come in. Intercepted by Flip. The ball back at midfield. A great job so far by the Geese of not allowing a whole lot of consistent offensive pressure. Usually it's very short little bursts of pressure from this Heat team, and some great defense played so far in terms of keeping it out of their end.
Indeed, but you can tell they feel uncomfortable with Trotz on the field. You know, he was a big question we had on the desk. How is he going to slot, of course, subbing up? And it hasn't really gone well for the Heat, right? He has sort of been fulfilling the role that we saw Short excel at in their, conference final win against the Trojans, where Short played a almost permanent third man, rotated sort of second, third. Trotz looks like he's a little uncomfortable, so he stayed back as third, and Short looks a little lost with that rotation.
Yeah, it seems like they have kind of a similar play style, and I think you kind of get that with a lot of sub-ups, no matter what level you're at, is that when you sub up into a rotation, you tend to play a little bit more defensive because you're not quite sure what pace of play the people are going to be playing at, and you're not necessarily comfortable with it. And it seems like that's where Trotz is fitting in, but that's also the role that, like you said, Short has had. So unfortunate bit there, but a great save by Trotz in net, though. Keeping this one a one-goal game and a crucial plot point here for the Heat to keep this one close at least. Still within reach of taking this game. Nobody back post right now, but Jana able to get that pinch out. Geese not in danger there. Trotz getting it around one. Is there someone in net? The shot won't come on, though. This one across. Short fooled by it. The Flip had a shot there. Not able to connect with the net, though. Justin taking it across now. Bumped in net. It one will roll across the net. Unfortunately there for the Heat. They're not able to capitalize on that play. And this thing stays a one-goal game. A very close contest as Trotz kind of finds his way into the lineup. Short with an opportunity. Great stop by Rex, though. And you can tell this Heat team getting a lot more comfortable with Trotz in the rotation.
Yeah, and that's to be expected. It's really encouraging to see how much offense they've generated. I mean, the Geese, they just sort of backed off playing hardcore defense. Justin, now opportunity to score. No one will contest him. And what Justin is known for is these air dribbles. A beautiful one comes out to even the sub.
Oh, a nice solo play. Great reaction off the wall and an easy, well, not easy, but making that double tap look easy. Putting it in the back of the net. Minute left on that clock as well. This thing, ladies and gentlemen, is not over. The Heat are back in control of their own destiny. Will they make the most of this opportunity? The answer right now, seemingly yes, after that beautiful save from Short. The second crucial one coming right at the beginning. And now one closer to the end. The Heat only getting 3 shots, but the quality was there at least once with Justin's double tap to put it in the back of the net. This one just wide, a double commit from Trotz, though. Jana with the shot, can't get it, is Justin. And Jana going to get the second goal here, and that's crucial for the Geese. Puts another marker on that board and makes the comeback that much harder.
And once again, it's off that double commit, right? I mean, Trotz goes up when Justin has it. Now, there's a defender there sort of playing bump style Rocket League, but the double commit opens the net up too long. Short obviously doesn't get back in time. And that's kind of crippling if you're the Heat, because you had so much momentum get built there. The Geese, they look like they were on the back foot, but you allow them to come downfield and expose that weakness once again that is your defense, not coming through it as the panic sets in. 15 seconds remain. And Short gives the ball away, and we did see this throughout this game, the Heat giving the ball away on offense. They need to start controlling it because they excel at the one-on-one gameplay.
And you can tell that's a crucial giveaway, is this Heat team not even able to get it past half before the Geese are able to spike it. And that is what is going to cause this game to end in favor of the Geese, is that giveaway right near the end. Unfortunately, as Short is going to get a little reboot here of his game before we get back into the next one. But a great chance for the Heat to come back in that game, thwarted in the last seconds with that unfortunate timed giveaway. And the Geese able to hold on.
Yeah, you know, this is a series that feels like the longer that it goes on, the more dangerous it will get for the Geese. We saw there, they got more comfortable towards the end with Trotz, but I think what tells the story of this game is look at Justin, right? He's bottom of his leaderboard, and that's not something we expect from him. Oh, that is because it looks like he does not feel comfortable rotating out, right? This team felt a little uncomfortable. They were all sort of on the back wall. They moved out eventually onto the offense, but it wasn't really taking advantage of the one-on-ones that they had generated. They may be a little concerned, like, can I leave my teammates back on defense? So if I'm this Heat team, I need to possess the ball more. Like I said, you have excelled at the one-on-one gameplay, the air carry as we saw from Justin there, right? They have great mechanical ability, arguably better than this Geese team as a whole. You just have to start to utilize it. Giving away those little touches and then double committing on the transition backfield is what cost them that game. But the longer they go on, the more this feels like it'll tilt towards the Heat's favor. The Geese, you want to go ahead and stamp that out here. I did not like to see in that back 230 how they just backed off on defense, and we are waiting on a player to restart really fast, guys. That's before we get into the next game. But I didn't like to see how they sort of backed off on defense for a long time and allowed Justin and this Heat team to feel more comfortable and transition out to the midfield. That is a dangerous play against this team, against this Heat squad. If I'm the Geese, firing on all cylinders, you saw that when you can draw them out on defense, they were uncomfortable. Flip got that phenomenal over-the-head banger to score to start us off. So if I'm the Geese, I want to press the advantage. They backed off after one. That can't keep happening, or the Heat will definitely take a game at least off you, if not more.
Yeah, in the back half of that game, you could tell the Heat had really found another level to their gameplay, and were able to gel together as a team a little bit more. But like you said, and like we've mentioned a lot, the Heat defense has been something that we've had to talk about probably a little bit too much, as we saw a couple of crucial double commits on Trotz allow those goals when they did happen. And I think that's a little bit of a trust issue as a team. And that's something that is not uncommon when you have a player step up as well to come and sub in, is that trust on defense. You don't have the same trust that you have if you're playing with the same team for 9 weeks in a row. So we're seeing a little bit of that inconsistency here, and I'd love to see them kind of come together and really play as one, as a full unit here in this game. And I think that's going to be crucial.
It is indeed, and we did have Short restart his game and get back into it. So, you know, Heat, you're not out of this, obviously, in the best-of-7 series, but I think you need to start turning things around here. I'd like to see a dub from them, because the more you let the Geese come through, the harder it's going to be to catch back up.
Yeah, allowing the Geese to get out to a lead here. They are up 1-0. I think the Geese going to try and score first and stunt the momentum from the Heat. That could be a big pillar of this game. In my opinion, I think whoever scores first in this one is going to end up having a lot of momentum, not just for this game, but for the next few in this series. If the Geese end up scoring here, I think that's going to weigh a lot on this Heat team. So we'll see if they're able to come through first. They've gotten a lot of offensive pressure so far, holding the Geese in their own end for the first long amount of time. Haven't seen a whole lot of that, so I like to see them play a little bit more possession game here. Trying to get that one center, won't do it, and the Geese will clear, but it's only a boom. It is boomed right back in, though. The dump and chase coming out from the Heat. That a mistouch by Trotz. He panics, tries to get back. Rex with the fake, going for another one. Couple of bumps. Jaynaw's going to pop this one up. Flip is going to come up a little bit too close in order to get that one. Justin up short is there for a second. Neither of them touch it, unfortunately. And the ball back in that blue end, but the Heat playing a nice possession game. This one is close. Trotz is there for the cleanup. That one looked to be posting out. And a great play, waiting back post here for the little tap in. And the Heat scoring that all-important first goal.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great read from Trotz. A misplay off the Heat. I was going to say, like, you can't both miss it because they rarely get opportunities like that. But Short ends up coming through again, putting that one back on, and Trotz with a phenomenal pre-read. And, you know, you have to wonder, right, why did Short need to reset? Perhaps, you know, we talked about him being a comfortable game one. Perhaps that was maybe a ping issue, one we didn't see, but was definitely on his end. Time will tell, but the Geese, now you need to answer for the first time being down in the series.
That's going to be huge.
Right.
There was a little bit of an answer needed from that. That could have been very deadly if Trotz hit that double tap. It would definitely have made the highlight reel, I will say that. But, yeah, some good play so far. Not a decent demo on the back end. Are they going to be able to get there? That's a no. And the demo going to come at a bad time. Is this one just going to kind of float down the field? And the Geese do answer, like you said. That's an important goal.
Yeah, and the Geese have been consistently scoring like this. Like, just popping it downfield, no defender anywhere to be found for the Heat. They are a offensive-minded team, but they need to learn that their third man has to be there for those booming clear saves, right? I mean, they just haven't consistently rotated properly as third man, and it is costing them right now.
It is. They're going to need to learn a little bit more of that defensive patience, make sure that they can get that ball back in the blue end. They've had a lot of possession in this game. They have the shots advantage, 3-2 so far, but you think that they'd have a little bit more of an advantage considering how much possession that they've gotten. But still, we remain very close in that category. And very close in this game. Justin trying to force that one through, not going to get there. Going to pop this one off the sidewall. Doesn't have support. The ball staying in the Heat, and Trotz with the clear, but only as far as J-Nah. Fakes out one, but not going to get it by two. The flip keeping that in at half, looking for a redirect. Going to go off the backboard. Trotz is able to clear it. Not very far, though. Rex reads it. Gets a 50 center. Short, the last man there. Able to clear it back out to the corner. Short going to pop this down the left side into the blue end. Tries to get a center. He will flip. Has to 50 that one back out, but does it very nicely. Gets it right to Rex. Trotz will intercept, though. Short going for the waterfall. Justin going to be a little bit late. Trotz pushed up a little bit too far, but it's going to be off the post. He can't get there, though. And Rex reads the bounce nicely, and Geese in a familiar spot with a 2-1 lead.
Again, from their own half field, bang the ball downfield. Trotz with it, really costly miss, unfortunately. Where is the downfield defense for this Heat team? Again and again, it has failed them, and the Geese just taking advantage.
3 of the 4 goals that the Geese have scored have come from a downfield boom, leading to a goal straight up or a redirect on the second opportunity. Trotz going to try and take this one down. J-Nah with the save. Short pops this one in the corner. J-Nah putting this to flip across the field. A little bit of a mistouch there, though, and the ball going to stay in, but Short can't get enough power on it. And this one will be on. Rex has another opportunity. Light touch, and Short is there. Flip looking for a pass across. Gets one touch, looks for a second, but Trotz reads it very nicely and pops this one halfway down the field. Justin with the pinch, going to go off the ceiling. Rex is there, though. Short trying to keep that possession in the corner for the Heat. Great flip cancel shot. J-Nah is there for the save. Rex can't get to this one, but Flip is there for the touch. Going to chase this one into the corner. Try and beat Short. He gets a bump off. Rex wins the 50 because of it. Going to take this one in the corner. Beats Trotz. J-Nah's there off the crossbar. Short going to have to make a beautiful save, and will, as the last man back. Gets it by one. Trotz can't get on for the shot. Short pops it off the wall. Flip, great positioning on that back wall to clear this one back out. 15 seconds on the clock. One more opportunity here for the Heat. They're going to have to get through off the backboard. Rex with a fantastic clear to J-Nah. And this one back in the orange end. Dire straits now for the Heat as they can't go down. A good save by Trotz, but they do go down 2-0 in this series. And the Geese are in full control here. The Heat really need to find some pressure in this next game, or they are going to be done.
Yeah, obviously you look at Trotz, and it might be unfortunate to say, but he's got to step up, right? You're subbing up. This is where the big boys have got to come to play, and he has not fulfilled that role, that crucial whiff to allow the Geese to be one up again with that 2-1 scoreline. But it's not only him. I'm looking at Justin here. Justin being the guy we talk about, he's the reason they're here. They pick him up midseason, and he's been all their offense. But where has he been, right? One air carry in game one. That was a good, equalizer goal. But other than that, he's been very silent. And for someone like him, that's not natural. He looks uncomfortable. He's not really doing anything on the offensive end. And this Heat team is going to need him if they want to start scoring enough to win some of these games. Now, on the other end, the Geese, right? They look rough. I mean, they're winning, and credit to them. And they get these downfield bangers, but they are fortunate that the Heat are making so many mistakes. It's not like the Geese are dominating them like we sort of expected the Geese to come out and do. All they have done is bang it downfield and gotten lucky that the Heat defense was not there. So the Geese, you got to step it up on your midfield possession. Get some more clean offense. Neither team has had any passing plays. That's got to come and change, because whichever team can find their rhythm working with their teammates, if you can get Justin involved on some team passing plays for the Heat, Flip on the same for the Geese, that'll be the team that wins. Right now, both teams are struggling.
Both teams definitely struggling in that aspect of their game. We'll see if they can pick it up here in game 3. All eyes on the Heat to take this one. If they go down 3-0, I think their season will end shortly with a loss. That shot, a great one from Flip. Not quite going to get on. Jano is going to be there. Trotz with a great 50. Justin powers this one down, but kept in the blue end with a couple nice 50 wins from Flip. The demo going to respawn short in an awkward position, but the transition out is through here for the Heat. Now with some offensive pressure, 30 seconds into this game. They haven't had a whole lot of possession, but they'll get their first one here. Sent out by Jano, though. And a good win there by Jano, too, to keep this ball in, but a great power clear from Trotz to give away possession, but also get that ball out of their end. And Short going to power this one back down for the Heat. An unfortunate bit of play so far here for the Heat. Haven't had a whole lot of offensive pressure, and that's something that we're going to need to see. Trotz with a play here, almost beating two. But Jano, the last man back, holds strong. And the brick wall, that is the Geese defense. Only allowing 2 goals thus far. Looking pretty good here to start game 3.
Yeah, but Trotz is looking a lot better this game. He hasn't gotten a goal yet for the Heat team, but he has been confident. He's gone for, individual plays. He's been there for passes. This transition from the Heat team has looked really good, but they have to find a way to get it to come together, as 2 misses there leave this dangerous. And you see Justin. He wants to come up. He wants to help. But if both of his teammates are going to whiff, he just can't.
Oh, that's not a good play. Trotz with an overcommit again. And he seems to be the only one really consistently making those hyper-noticeable mistakes. And while he's been playing better, the defensive game for him seems to be a little bit of a weak point in this series. He's able to recover on that play, though, and the ball not going to get much on it. A good 50 there. Past the 3-minute mark in this game, nearly halfway through. Thing stays tied. A lot of low-scoring games, even though the possession and shots was a huge power point for this game. Not a whole lot of offense in this series.
No, teams trying to work it towards the center, but there's been no infield passing, and that's really where I was talking about. It's not encouraging to see, right? This is AAA level grand finals. There should be passing. There should be team play. Something the Trojans were known for when they won last season was that infield team play. It just hasn't been here for either team. It's just sort of which team makes more mistakes. So far, it's been the Heat, particularly off some defensive mistouches, but whichever team, again, can find their rhythm in terms of passing and getting their teammates involved will be the ones that take this series, it feels like.
We'll see if they can get that passing up, as Trotz misses at 50 in midfield. Going to allow the Geese to get some offense going here, leading the shot category 5-0 to this point. But 5 saves in return from the Heat on those shots. Trotz going to get a shot counted. Rex with the save, a huge power shot from Justin. Finds the back of the net out of seemingly nowhere. I'm not quite sure how he got that power.
Yeah, he uses his front two tires to sort of force it down. It's a great shot, but it's a huge mistake from Flip. He goes up, and you can see him call Jaina off, but then he doesn't make the touch. And if you're going to call your teammate off, you have to make the touch. He misplays the aerial, and for the first time, it feels like the Heat have a real shot at winning a game now. Their offense has been much better this game. It's been there consistently, and now you look at the Geese. How do they respond? And again, we said this in the second game. The Heat just go, okay, we scored. They totally can't do the same, right? And Flip makes up for his mistake. A great read off a good pass from his teammate Jaina, and we're back to tied.
Did you just say the word pass?
I know, for the
first time. Did we
first
just see a pass? Oh my goodness. That's got to be a good sign for the Geese, too, to have that communication and passing underway. If they can do that, they can absolutely clean house with the offense. Oh, that's a misplay on the backboard. And Justin going to find a goal, and the Heat score multiple goals in the game for the first time this series. This is a huge play here. A whiff from Jaina, and Justin is just there with the read. And that's going to give the Heat the lead, and they're back in great position to win this game.
A smart play from Justin, right? He sees that Flip went on a spirit quest to Jamaica, so he's not going to be here, and he just waits. And he's just like, okay, ball come to me, and I can score it. Flip, nowhere to be found. Like you said, Rex misses, and Jaina just gets roasted in the net. So a great, patient play from the Heat, whose offense has felt better this entire series, taking advantage there, but they cannot hold a lead so far. Are we finally going to see that change here? Now under a minute left to play in Game 3.
We shall see. Heat scoring an important first goal in this game. They let one in right away, and they get one back right away. Thus, the lead staying with them here in the last 30 seconds, but dangerous plays now, possibly coming through. Rex with a little bit of a double commit, but able to recover on that. Jaina pops it up, trots with a save, but it's not good enough. And that, almost an unfortunate touch, cutting off his teammate here as well in Justin, who could have made a much better touch on that, and Rex able to come through and score.
I understand the desire to play up to AAA, but it does not mean that you have to become the guy that does everything. And there, as you said, you see Trotz come around the world and back trying to make the save when he could have left it for a teammate. Just communication wasn't there. And the Heat, again, not able to hold a lead. You know, they just keep defeating themselves. And I know we've talked a lot about the Heat in the series, but it's because they've been the most volatile. The best on both ends, but also the worst. And it looks like we will get our first OT, but it feels like the advantage is to the Geese.
It feels like it, especially after a mistake and losing the lead twice if you're the Heat. And that pop, not good. Short, going to be able to get there, though. Make that save nice and easy. Jaina looking for a pass through. Trotz able to get there. Follow it up with another touch. Justin trying to corral it. Good 50. Flip is there. Going to put it off the ceiling. And Short going to look for the corral. Try and get it past Jaina. Great read. That one's just in. A great save from Trot, though. Keeping the Heat in this game. What a save on the goal line. In a desperation moment for the Heat. If that goes in, the series will go to the Geese at some point. And they are still in this fight now. Trotz with the shot on here. Rex able to make the save on the other end. Justin looking across the pass to Short. The shot is on. Flip with the beautiful save. Jaina taking it up the wall. Trotz not able to get a touch on it. Shot coming down here. Short needing to get there. Pops it over. Great recovery. He's going to be there for a second. It's not enough. And Flip is going to come through and get the first lead of the game for the Geese. A minute into overtime, and that's the only lead that matters. And they go up 3-0 in this series.
Yeah, the Heat had a really good chance after that save to come back. They couldn't bury the shot. Justin misses in the midfield, and then Shorty makes a great first save, but there's only so much Short, and the net is a wide beast indeed. Reminds me of one bite from Ned's Declassified. So, you know, again, Heat's mistakes plaguing them, right? Missed touches, overcommits, can't hold the lead. They go to OT, and the Geese get it done. I don't think anyone will leave this series saying Geese look like the #1 team in AAA, but they're getting it done when it needs to get done, and the Heat, unfortunately, are not. So, as you said, I mean, now up 3-0 on match point, It almost feels a given that the Geese will take this one in 4.
It almost feels like it, especially after what we've seen. The Heat able to put up a fight in that one, but their possession just also not there this game, ending up down in the shot category 13-5. Unfortunate for them, and they're going to need to pick up that offensive pace, I think, if they're going to really come through and win.
Yeah, and I see some people saying, well, why are we already predicting the Geese, right? The Heat are still in this. They could totally reverse sweep. But if you've watched any of the series so far with the same eyes that we've seen, they cannot clutch up in hard moments. They get a lead, they let it go. They get another lead, they let it go again, and then they lose an OT and mess up. And then it's just been the Heat over and over and over again. So not a lot of confidence in these guys right now. It's a great start for them, but short. I mean, you have to bury that. It's a good save from Flip.
Oh.
Once again, a downfield banger. This time doesn't go in, but he takes way too long to get the shot off. And again, Heat not able to get it done in those clutch moments.
Kotz with a good shot on here. Great save from Jana as well. That save from Flip, though, also needs a little bit of hype, because that was very, very nice. Coming in from behind him and still able to make that save. Good shot from Justin. Going to put it bottom corner, though. On the return, down field, trots with 1-2, gets it to Justin as well, and finds that corner. Rex not able to get back. He's in that Ford F-150, something that we said in the All-Star game you should consider playing with. He is now, and it has not worked so far for his team.
No, but that's a great infield passing play. That's exactly what we were talking about before. Trotz gets it to Justin, who's able to bury it. You have to allow Justin to get these shots on again. We want to see him get more involved in the offense. So it's a great start for this Heat team.
That is Justin. Almost all of the offense for this Heat team as well. Actually, did he get both goals last game? Because if he did, he's the only one who has scored for this Heat team so far.
I don't believe so, because Trotz scored earlier. Remember, he got the pre-flip read, so he definitely is the only one to score for this team. But that's great as he beats 2 defenders. Easy fakes, and Justin will bury a second. Now the Heat coming out strong with their lives on the line.
There's that strong solo play we know from Justin. He hit that very nice double touch in game number 1 to be their only goal of that game. But comes down to here in this game. One is solo play, and like you said, one is that nice passing play. And it seems like the offense working on all cylinders here for this Heat team. Now, this is also, may I add, the only multi-goal lead any team has had in this entire series. It's all been 1 goal all the way through, even though it seems like the Geese are dominating on the scorecard. They're up 3-0 in the series. A reverse sweep is going to be needed for the Heat. It's all been 1-goal games, and it's all been close. And it seems like the Heat have also been leading for quite a while in this series. Not more than the Geese, I will add. A short going to find the back of the net. That a not great missed touch in the corner by Rex here. Gives it away in short position perfectly for that. That's going to be the 3-0 lead here, and in a crucial moment for the Geese. They are faltering big time.
I mean, Justin has stepped up this game, more active on the offense than he's been all series. And you're right. Remember, I've said before that this Geese team, they were getting it done, but it wasn't pretty, right? It was a sort of a struggle, and as I say that, not pretty. Short with the accidental side flip there. Flip will take advantage and find one for his team. 3 minutes still in this game, plenty of time for them to get into it. But they haven't had the cleanest of games or the cleanest of series, right? That's why the argument of, well, what if you'd had the true Heat team and not Trotz in there? Could they have taken? I think so far the answer would have been yes. The Geese sort of surviving through the first few games. We're seeing some of that come out now as Justin gets more comfortable and active on the offense, but they have to hold the lead. They haven't been able to do it so far. Maybe they'll have it here.
We shall see. Rex putting this one through off the crossbar. Great shot from Flip. And to make a little hockey reference here, Leafs are known for throwing some 3-1 leads. And now the Heat on the cusp of throwing theirs. Geese trying to tie this thing up. They've only got 1 goal to go to tie this thing up. That a beautiful play from Flip and a great passing play as well. So the Geese offense kind of back and a little bit more goal fest this game. I think kind of more the offensive style that we expected from this series. Both teams have a very good offense, and that seems to be more along the lines of what we expected.
Yeah, you know, Flip's getting it done for his team, still plenty of time, which you like to see. But honestly, the Geese, they step it up another level when they're behind. It feels like they don't necessarily know how to lead, but when they're down in a game, they come back in big ways, and they look much better. And you see that there is, you know, Flip able to find the 2 goals almost immediately. Now 2 minutes left still in this game to find a third. They just look better when they're forced to play up, when they're forced to get, you know, serious isn't quite the right word, but put on notice that, hey, you're going to lose this game if you don't score again. They step up to a new level, so the Geese trying to take advantage of that. You know, Heat, though, finally getting some offense, but you can't allow 2 goals and possibly a third to come through. Heat, you have to win this one here. Your lives depend on it here in the grand finals.
The season on the line. Oh, my, that almost just floating all the way through. Trot's going to look for a double touch. Flip going up. That's another double commit. Back down to Justin, who puts it wide. You can't do that. And they go the length of the field. Flip scores for his hat trick. The devil himself as well. 666 score on the scoreboard. Gets it done. He's been the offensive threat for the Geese this whole time. And he comes through in the biggest moment here. And the collapse from the Heat in this game. And they've thrown away their entire lead, but they come back, and Justin, with a hat trick of his own, says you can't be the only one in a kickoff goal. Beauty here from Justin. And the Heat back on top, however, slightly.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Justin makes the miss, but then Trotz gives him a little kiss as they throw the ball downfield again. Trotz should have been third man, wasn't. But it's a great pick back up from Justin. And it almost feels like that was a great momentum builder, because the Heat, you know, you would expect, okay, well, they're done. They once again drop the lead, this time by 3, but Justin gets them back in it on his back. It's a big moment for them, and now still up 1, a minute left, right? So plenty of time for the Geese to get into this one, but a huge momentum builder goal if you're Justin, this Heat team.
That definitely is. Ooh, a good shot by Trotz, going just wide, though. Justin going to get this one center short, not quite able to get it on target, puts it close to Trotz, not able to get it on either. Pass across to Justin, he fakes it. He's going to take it up the wall. Going to look for the solo play, gets a double tap. This one nice in the center. Trotz double commits. This could be bad on the recoil here. Flip is able to get a 50 on it, but that's it. If he'd gotten that clear, things could have gone downhill very quickly for the Heat, but they're going to try and pressure this thing back out. A 50 again, short with the shot. Good save by J-Not. Trotz taking it up off the backboard. It comes down. Read by Justin. 4 goals in this one. Not exactly sure how that one got through.
I don't mean to correct you, but that one read by Justin. That was read by Jaina. My man bumps Justin into position and says, I want to get the game 5. And Justin will take that all day long.
Oh, he will. And that going to be the goal that seals it here for the Heat. They don't end up throwing all the way. Ooh, that almost another one. So 3 goals straight for the Heat to start off. 3 goals straight in the comeback for the Geese. And then 2 straight to end it. Okay, well, almost end it. 2 straight for the Heat before the Geese finish it off at 0 seconds. But alas, too little, too late. So this one will end 5-4. The Heat take game number 4. Keep their season alive. I think in the game 5, another elimination game. We'll see if they can come through with this one.
Yeah, you know, Justin stepped up big in this game in particular. But, you know, sort of the question I have now is, Justin, look at his score, right? 4 goals on 6 shots, almost 700 points. You can't expect that kind of performance every game. In fact, we didn't get it the first 3 games of this series, right? So Short and Trotz have got to sort of step up in their own way. Like I said, Trotz, right, his third man rotation has got to pick up because it's what kept this game close, right? When you expect one of your teammates has 4 goals to his name, you think, okay, well, that's a easy dub. But the Geese are hanging in there. Heat, you're going to hope Justin performs like that through the rest of the series. You got 3 more to go. Still on match point, though, for the Geese.
Yeah, this is going to be a crucial game here. The Heat looking a lot stronger in that game, coming through his 14 shots as well. My allergies are acting up at a bad time. But it's a much better showing from the Heat, coming back and getting more offense on the board. You have to worry a little bit about their defense, though, allowing 4 goals on 5 shots from the Geese all game. a little bit lackluster on that front, but like we've seen a lot of the time from the Heat, it's a lot about not allowing those long booming shots from the blue half to end up in the orange nets, and Flip was able to make good use of that a couple of times in this game, and in that last game, sorry, and we'll see if he's able to again.
Indeed. I did get some spicy news in the meantime I just would like to share with our audience out there. Our major matchup will be at 10 o'clock. But Deluxe is... Okay, well, I'll get to it in a minute, as Flip will go ahead and score. And this is a fantastic response from the Geese. You built some momentum in the back half of that last game, right? You scored at 0 seconds. It didn't really matter. They carry that momentum here. Not the start you wanted if you're the Heat.
No, that's for sure. That first goal, a huge momentum builder for the Geese after not being able to get it. They score that 0-second goal and come in and score in, what, 9 seconds in this one? And they are off to a hot start, and they're continuing to be very hot in this game. Flip also onto a Dominus Rex back on his Octane. They're saying, hey, okay, we got to finish this thing out. We'll finish it in 5. We know we can. And they're making that statement not only in car choices, but with their shots as Flip picks out that top left beautifully. Absolute banger into that top corner.
Yeah, and then, you know, we talked about how the Geese sort of banged it downfield, but their offense was lacking through the series. Not anymore. Flip buries 2. They're constantly on offense, looking confident. And Flip is really building a case right now for him to be this playoffs MVP. He scored virtually all the goals for his team or been involved in some fashion. Definitely a good showing from him. The captain, the leader of this squad, stepping up big when they need him.
Definitely my vote for Finals MVP if the Geese win. If they don't, my MVP for the Heat still has to be Justin. Great shot by Short. Gonna respond beautifully, though. A fantastic little play there. Rex not able to pop it far enough, and Short with the response gets enough power on that one to get it by Flip. And that's going to be a goal back in the orange side of the field. And this has become a 1-goal game rather quickly here. We'll see if the Geese are able to respond to that one.
Yeah, I mean, this is anybody's game, right? All that action, the first 3 goals took place in the first minute of this game. Actually, 57 seconds to be exact. So anybody's game. But the Geese do look a lot more confident in this game. It's a great response from Short, but you want to see more of him and Trot stepping up here on the offense. Oh, Justin, show it to him. He can't. Oh, Rex is an iron wall.
He tried so hard. He wanted it so bad. Oh, what a save from Rex. Short with a shot. Just not powerful enough to get through the defense. And Flip. Gonna try and solo this one up the wall. Setting this one back out into the middle. Good interception from Justin. Trots tried to play interference, but wasn't able to get to the defense. Rex with the back pass to Jaina.
Apparently it's pronounced Jonah, but that man needs O if you want that pronunciation. That's all I'm going to say, okay? Like, what do you mean that's Jonah? Brother, that's Jaina, okay? Jesus Christ, get the names correct out here. But I like this response from the Heat. This is where we've seen them sort of all series long, is sort of live on this midfield up. We talked about how that's where they excel. Their problem has been, of course, holding those leads. But definitely like to see this from them as they know, again, their grand finals lives are on the line.
Ooh, good tip from Jonah to get that one out to the back corner. Rex, this one up the wall. Gonna try and get it through, pop up. Does it hit the ceiling? No. Jonah reads that, though. Looking for the double tap. He gets it short. Reading the double tap attempt nicely. And they're going to be able to get this one out past midfield. Are they going to get it further? Yes, they are. Jonah with the save, though. Short trying to get this one across. Flip. Trying to get it out. No boost, though. Trot's just going to play with his food for a little bit here before being smothered by Rex. Going to try and beat Short here. Short gets this one back at center. Flip in a little bit of an awkward position. He just has to pop it here. Give that possession away. Trots doesn't get anything on that one, though. A weak shot. Short can't get a touch on it either. And that's a couple crucial misses, and the possession going to go back the way of the Geese here. Unfortunately enough for the Heat, they find themselves down 100 seconds. Could be left in their season if they're not able to come back. And the Geese, once again, looking very good.
Yeah, the story of this series has been both teams make mistakes, but the Geese, they're disciplined enough that their mistakes are micro. They're minute. They don't really matter, right? Oh, it's a mistouch here or there, but we can get back to it, no problem. The Heats have been critical mistakes, right? The open net miss there from Trotz, then Short just sort of not hitting it. I mean, mistake after mistake, and big ones at that, are costing this Heat team. They've cost them all series, and potentially will cost them the series. Now, a minute left in this game. All the Geese have got to do is hold, and they will win the AAA Grand Finals.
That's the first time I've ever noticed a Geese double commit on that play, though, and the possession going to end up going back to the orange side. Not for long, though. Good interception. Going to keep that one out. The Heat going to need some offensive possession, and they're going to need it quickly, down by 1. This game looking like a repeat of, I believe, Game 2 in terms of shots. 5-4 in favor of the Geese. That one, I believe, 6-5 in favor of the Heat, but they did lose it 2-1. They're looking to try and not have history repeat itself in this game. And that's going to have to change very, very quickly, as that 100 seconds I mentioned turns into 20 very quickly. Trotz with the pop up, but no shot again for that one to go in. This one just wide Rex to flip, sends it down. That could be it.
Oh, but the double. This is dangerous. Get it downfield, but Trotz, no! You're not squishy. What are you doing, brother? He had it. All he had to do was hit it downfield. They had double committed. They'd made a mistake. And Trotz was like, not today, Spider-Man. And the Geese, in 5 games, will win this best-of-7 series. And again, it is a Heat mistake at the end of the match that cost them the game.
That, again, that been the crucial mistake for this team. They keep making those late game slight errors in judgment that allowed this series to end in 5. But the Geese are your AAA champions. 6-2 in the regular season, perfect in the playoffs. The Heat, the only team to take a game off the Geese this entire playoffs.